Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Steeply. So this week I'm taking a look at the last of the Oollo teas. It's the Baozhong Oolong, and I had you guys vote on which ones you wanted to see in which order, and this is sadly the last one on the list. But I'm actually kind of excited to try it because it seems to be the most, I guess, standardized oolong that they had in their sampler pack for me. So as always, if you're curious to learn more about Oollo, there's going to be a link in the description and also an annotation here up on the side to the video where I initially talked about them. It's a short 3-minute video and it's where I asked you guys which tea you wanted to vote on, but if you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. I talk a lot more about the history of Oollo, and of course you can go to their website, link will be in the description, it'll be popping up in the lower thirds, either now or towards the end of the video, depends how I feel like doing it in post. And of course, give them some love on social media as well. Again, lower thirds and all in the description. So I guess without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the tea. Now, first thing off the bat, always, is I want to talk a little bit about the color of the tea. It's a very white tea compared to the others that I've gotten from them. It's not as amber as the previous oolongs from them. It's a little bit more on the yellow side and definitely a lot more transparent. It's a lot less cloudy. It's very clean. It's very clear. There is a tinge of gold to it, but it's not its prevalent color. Smell-wise, it kind of smells like your standard run-of-the-mill oolong. It's something you'd pick up sort of at the end of a meal at, again, a sushi place or something along those lines. It has a very herbal, sort of sweet smell. This one does have a little bit of honey on the nose as well, compared to, actually, all of their teas so far have been very sweet smelling, which is kind of nice because there are certain times where you'll pick up a cup of oolong and it'll just be completely bitter and herby and kind of off-putting. This is definitely a lot more sweet and a lot more appealing to the nose. It's insane how when you brew their teas, the sort of honey aroma just kind of pours out of the glass as soon as you're steeping it. It's really awesome, and it carries a really heavy note to it too. As it's had more time to sit now, it does kind of open up into a little bit more of the I guess granular sort of herby, leafy thing you'd expect from a standard oolong. So it's off to a pretty good start. It's not smelling terrible, so I guess let's see how it tastes. Taste-wise, it's kind of interesting. It's not a bitter taste, and it's not a sweet taste either. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's tart. It has almost an acidic feeling to it, kind of like, you know what? It tastes like grapefruit. That's what it is. This has a very strong aftertaste of grapefruit. So first thing I noticed when I tasted it is it's not a very dry tea. It doesn't suck all of the moisture out of your mouth immediately off the bat, which is kind of nice because there are certain teas that do that and it's a lot less appealing. Then on the mid palate is where it starts to transform into that grapefruity kind of flavor, which is honestly, it's really unique, especially for a tea. I really enjoy it. It's not your standard oolong in that sense. It has the standard oolong nose, but the flavor profile is definitely something that's unique. And I would highly recommend that you give it a shot just because I haven't had a tea that tastes like this before. It's a subtle sort of grapefruit taste and it doesn't hang around for super long, which is nice. There are some teas that have very long, lingering aftertastes that kind of ruin the experience of it, at least in my eyes. But this definitely sort of just falls really quickly into that aftertaste. You get the standard sort of herbal palate that you'd expect from an oolong, and then that's when it sort of surprises you and goes, hey, nope, actually I kind of taste like grapefruit, surprise, and you're left with a very interesting taste in your mouth. And I mean that in a great way. It's not interesting in a, oh god, get this away. It's interesting in a, I kind of want to drink this whole thing right now, so I'm going to take another sip. That is insane. That is weird. I've never had a tea do that to me. Anyway, I think that pretty much sums up the tea. I can't really explain more of it than that. It's not a super complex tea. It kind of has two layers to it. You get oolong and then grapefruit, and it kind of just does this transition into it. And I personally like slightly simpler flavor profiles when it comes to tea and stuff that I'm drinking. If it's a little too hectic, I tend to get either headaches or a little nauseated, so it's nice to have something that's very calming and very relaxing. So I definitely give this tea a shot. And of course the link is going to be in the description of where you can find this tea, so definitely go check that out and go to their website, check all of their social media. They have really awesome pictures up on their Instagram of when Jenny went to Taiwan recently, so that was really cool. And it was nice to see the tea fields sort of through the eyes of a tea picker. So yeah, as always, if you have any tea suggestions, products, anything that you want me to take a look at, leave a comment down in the comment section below. You can hit me up on Twitter. I'm at Alex Kaza. You can also check out my personal Instagram at Alex Kaza there as well, where I talk a little bit more about the geekier side of things. Not necessarily tea related, but technology and all of that. Or you can follow at Steeply Tea, where it's a lot more tea focused. I'm starting to post there a little bit more regularly. So if you're interested in solely tea things and you'd rather not have me bombard you with potentially geekiness, then go follow me there. And of course there's Oollo Tea. They're at Oollo Tea on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And of course their website, oollotea.com. All of that will be in the description and popping up in the lower thirds. So I do have a question for you again. What is your favorite summer tea, whether iced or hot? I really want to get some feedback on that because I think it would be really fun with the summer months coming up to do a specific video on that. So yeah, go ahead and leave those down in the comment section below. Anyway, that pretty much sums up this episode of Steeply. I will see you guys next week.